What have I been playing? What have I been watching? What have I been reading? Let's go. Hey YouTube, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel, Bambinos. Yeah, so welcome to this week's What Have I Been Playing, What Have I Been Watching, What Have I Been Reading. Okay, I've had a bit of a funny week this week. My mental health is taking a bit of a decline, I want to say. So as I'll go through, I'll try and I'm openly talk about the issues with my mental health. Obviously, I'm going to work. I've been doing what I need to do, you know. Because maybe I shouldn't have been in work some days, but staying home with the demons is probably the worst thing I could do. So being in work, being busy, definitely helped me. Okay, so I got a couple of notes. So as always, I've got my notes on my phone there. Okay, and yeah, so I'll start off with the positives then. It was my niece and nephew's birthday on Monday, and I went up to their party, and it was funny because their birthday, they had the birthday cake each. I think my nephew, he had a Dragon Ball one, but my niece had a Sonic one, and I was thinking, I wouldn't mind that cake for my birthday. It was really good. I did take a picture, so I'll put it up now for you to enjoy. Yeah, had a really good party, and my nephew had Nerf guns and stuff like that. He's into all that at the moment. But my niece had a VR headset, so I had to go with it. I've never tried VR. I've always wanted to. I, funnily enough, queued up in Cardiff. They had like a little booth. This was before they put the game into Sports Direct. And I was queuing up, and I had a fucking panic attack, didn't I? I wasn't at the front. I think it was one or two other people in front of me. And it was like, put the headset on, and everyone was saying, this is amazing. So I really wanted to try it. And I remember it was, when I was living in Cardiff, I was reading the book Ready Player One. Of course, everything's in VR, isn't it? So I thought, oh yes, now's the time to get into it, kind of thing. And so I had to leave the queue, and been too scared to try it ever since. So my niece had it, and she had a basketball game, and it's like some saber thing, another thing where the blocks come towards you. I've seen footage of the game, but let me tell you, I'm really impressed. It's not one that needs to be linked up to the PlayStation or anything like that. It's a standalone thing. I'm not sure what make it is or anything, but wow, I was really impressed. Even with the basketball game, we couldn't figure out how to throw the ball by picking it up. The little hand things have a little vibrate, so as you pick it up, I could drop the ball and then pick it up. But then when I took the headset off, I honestly thought they were standing still. I was a couple of steps in the corner, further in the corner of this room. It's it messed with my brain a little bit. It was like I felt I was that basketball court game, whatever it's called. It was just like you do free throws, you know. But it was like the sky was like red skies, and it was stunning. I was like, yeah, so that's something I would like to get into. I was only on it a couple of minutes. Like I was trying to get a high score on that saber thing. And my niece was like, give me a go. Literally after a minute of me putting it on, so I didn't have a proper go at that. But I really did enjoy it. So colour me impressed with that. Yeah, another thing I want to show as well. I went for a walk yesterday down the Gower, and I feel so lucky to, like, where I grew up. Most weekends I was either swimming in swimming competitions or galas on the weekend, and if we weren't, we would be down a place called Rossilli down the Gower, and stunning. So we went to a place where when I was a little kid, we used to climb, I used to call it a mountain, there's these stones basically, so it doesn't mean anything to anyone else, but it was like behind my nan's house, so my grandmother would be waving her flannel, waving at us, and you know, when you're like a little, I'm talking 5, 6, 7 years old, you know. So yeah, I did do a little video, and there's a place called the Worm's Head. That's quite an iconic in Swansea. It's a beautiful part of the world, so if you're thinking of somewhere to go somewhere on holiday, check out the Gower. And that's where I grew up. Okay, so what have I been playing then? Okay, now this is where, again, I'm so excited with Street Fighter 6 to come out. Obviously, I bought the best version you could possibly buy. Loved it for the first week, loved it for the second week, and it's really hard to explain. I haven't played it at all this week. In work, my brain's like, oh yes, play some Street Fighter tonight. Monday, Tuesday, play some Street Fighter tonight. But when it comes time where I've got an hour or 2 hours to actually sit down and play a game, the way my brain works at the moment, it's got the better of me last week. It's like, you don't deserve to play Street Fighter, you're a scum. You know, it's got these horrible voices and thoughts. Something bad, if I play that, something bad's gonna happen to my dog, or so I've got, you know, the demons in my head, right? And the problem I got now as well is because I moved house over 2 years ago, so I can't go to my normal doctor. I've got to go to a new doctor. So my mother went the other day, and literally my mother hadn't been for a while as well, because she's just bought the house, she's been busy, she's struggling with some stuff, and the doctor said, you got 10 minutes. So my mother was trying to say this, and she go, alright, okay, I'll just give you antidepressants and give you this. Not understanding, and my mum came out of there feeling 10 times worse. So I said, Mum, I can't go there, I'll come out and jump, I wouldn't say, I'll do something silly, you know. So I'm, with that on my mind, so I do think I need to get more professional help, if I'm being honest. But maybe I've just had a bad week, you know. July's my favourite month of the year, my birthday month, so I always tend to be a bit happier in July anyway. But like, even I'm starting sorry guys, it's my counselling, isn't it? Thanks for anyone who hasn't clicked off the video. I went for a walk Tuesday, and I swear to God, right, it was me, Rossi, but someone else was there as well. I don't know, it's you know, King of Fighters. She was with me. I swear to God, right, it was raining when we were walking, and I kept looking behind, and I was talking to her, and it was like, so, well, you're asking her questions like, so, when you were a bouncer in France, and she was answering me and stuff, and I could 100% she was there. I know she wasn't there, but like, I noticed, oh, you haven't got the right shoes on for walking, you should get hiking boots like me. I was talking to her. It's like, I know, and I need, a lot of times I know it's not real, but it tricked me. I thought for about 5-7 minutes she was with me walking. I know it's strange, but anyway, that's why I haven't played Street Fighter 6, okay? There's other things, but yeah, that's the main reason, okay? So I've been a bit all over the place with gaming this week, okay? So I've stopped playing now, Nier Automata. I think this game is not for me. I want to like it. I'd give, what I've played so far, I give an 8 or 9 out of 10, but then it doesn't tell you where you've got to go. I'm not very good at RPGs, I'm not very good at figuring out. I need someone to say, or give me a hint, you know, oh, maybe we should go and talk to that person over there. That's all I need, and then I can get back into it. I haven't uninstalled it yet. I think I played it Monday, then thought, I'm not having fun anymore, and I need something to get me away. I need a vacation from my thoughts, you know. So that I haven't played since Monday, unfortunately. So I started getting back into Agalos. Problem I got with this game then, I've leveled up a little bit. I'm not sure what purpose leveling up is, because my health doesn't go up, because you've got to open chests to get extra hearts. But the reason I'm gonna finish this game, right? But the reason I stopped playing it this week, again, I haven't been right in the head, but the reason I stopped playing it is I wasn't sure if you could go in the water, so I was trying to do a jump. Still early in the early stages of the game, right? So I missed the jump, and I thought I was going to die. But then you go into the water, okay, but he's not swimming. It's still a jump. The enemies are swimming around, but it's still a platformer. And I thought, that's weird that it's done that. I thought maybe it's like Sonic the Hedgehog kind of swimming. But no, you don't run out of air or anything like that. So a little thing like that, I was like, yeah, I'll put something else on. But it's a charm to this game. It's got a Sega Master System Wonder Boy vibe. It's probably the best way I can describe it. So I would recommend it. If you see this out in the wild, I've only ever seen it once, and it was the time I bought it. So yeah, I do recommend that if you're into your Master System early games, you know. No, this I loaded. I am really enjoying this. Samurai Warriors 5. Again, only a couple of levels in, but I think they're pretty much all the same, and the Dynasty Warriors, the Samurai Warriors, even the Berserk game I've got, right? They're all, the Gundam one I've got as well, that's really good fun. But there's something pleasing about leveling up your character. I think I did one mission, I must have completed all the tasks, and I went from level like 1 to level 4. So I did the same stage again. Of course, I was one hit killing everyone then, but you feel like a god, you know, like something like off Lord of the Rings, you know, when the guys are hitting with their axes or their mace things, and the enemies going flying. It's like that. That's how powerful I am. I can't fault it. It's exactly what I thought it would be, but it has confirmed the art style. I know this Samurai games, Samurai Showdown, the Sam Show 2019 one. No, 2016 one, sorry. I think it's 2000. No, is it 2019? The newest Samurai Showdown game. I know it's SNK. But it's the art style. I'm not sure what this called. No, that's how the game looks, basically. Just like that. But no, like with a thick outline on the drawing. And then like watercolor-ish effects, I think. It's got that kind of style, and that's one of my favourite looking games. So visually, it's very impressive. I really do like it. It's quite a lot of dialogue, but you can skip it. So if you just want to hack and slash away, yeah, you've got the option to skip through that. Yeah, so far, so good. I really am enjoying that. And last night, I was just looking at my game collection. Again, I need to go somewhere else mentally. I can't do another week as bad as last week, basically. I was either going to play Kingdom Come or this game. So I thought I'll play this one. I think it's a shorter game. It's Uncharted, The Lost Legacy. I've had it about a month, 6 weeks, something like that. I'm in chapter 4 or 5. Some of the puzzles are pretty challenging. But I did one, it must have been 10 to 15 times. But I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I had to jump on these like square platform things, and the statues, every time you jump from a platform to another platform, the statues move, and they're going through like a sequence to swing down and kill you. So you've got to jump on, look at where the statues are, is it safe to jump on that one, or have I got to jump back? And once I figured it out, it was really satisfying to do it. But the puzzles, they don't do your head in, you know. They're like, okay, I know what to do after like 5 or 6 goes. Then it was like making progress, and you think, I went wrong there. So you quickly do the bit, then you make progress, then you make another mistake, and you try to remember, right, you've got to run all the way back up and rinse and repeat and get that little bit square further. But once I done it, it took me over an hour to do it last night. I wanted an early night. We have been running this morning. That's my highlight of my Sunday, running with Rossi. He's flat out to sleep downstairs, bless him. So basically I did that, then I went to bed, slept like a baby. Yeah, so that's all I've been playing. Okay, guys, the last week. I've got to overcome. I know as soon as I turn Street Fighter 6 on, I'll be happy, but it's so hard, I can't explain it. It's someone's telling me you can't play because you don't deserve to play it because you're an ugly, fat piece of shit, do you know what I mean? It's not nice. I wouldn't wish the way I've been feeling Wouldn't wish it on anyone, you know. But if you are, seek professional help. Hopefully you've got a better doctor than what we've got. I don't know. If I get worse, I will. My family, we got this rule. No matter how much it costs, we might have to go private. But yeah, hopefully July is a new month, so I'll get better. I'll get better. Okay, guys. Or maybe I just need to. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll promise I'll take more medication, because I'm in that habit now. I take 2 tablets in the morning of my pink tablets. I don't know what they're called, okay? So take 2 pink tablets, and that normally does me. So what I should be doing is taking them as soon as I have these thoughts or start seeing fucking fictional fighting game characters coming for a walk with me. Yeah, that should be a sign. Yeah, okay, Dawn. I know she's not there, but she was there. Maybe I need to take... I'll take more tablets. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, on with the show. On with the show. What have I been watching? I'm still falling asleep trying to watch Sword of Destiny, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. But I've messed it up because I've watched the end. Because I woke up. I fall asleep. I started watching about halfway through. That's where I got up to. I can remember everything up to there. Then I've fallen asleep and woken up right at the end and watched the end. And I'm in my head though, I'm like watching it. I blink. I know, of course, when I'm blinking, I'm actually sleeping for half an hour. I'm opening my eyes again, going, "Hang on, who's he? I thought he was a good guy. Why? What?" Then it ends, and I'm like, "Oh man, I've fallen asleep again." So kind of spoilt it. But I'm gonna. I got a week off, not next week, the week after. I'll try and watch it fully next week. If not, I've got all day. I got days to watch it, you know. I started watching Skull Island on Netflix. It's actually pretty good, I gotta be honest. It's the animated. I think it's 6 episodes, and they're about 25-minute episodes. I got to the point where Kong has made his appearance. I think I'm on episode 3 or the end of episode 3. The characters are pretty cool. Some of them, I don't know. I would recommend what I've seen so far. I'm more of a Godzilla guy, obviously, but Kong's still pretty cool, isn't he? And Rossi likes Kong, so I told him, yeah, we can watch it. He asked if we could watch it, so yes, we're watching it. And I watched the whole series of this. I was hooked on it. American Gladiators. So it's American Gladiators, aired from, I think, 1989 to 95 kind of thing. And I've written down here, steroids. But it was a different time, wasn't it? I know I'm like such an old man saying that, but there's no other way to explain it. It was, to be somebody in TV, you had to be buff, you know. Even the women on this show, right, were just steroids. You could just tell they were massive. Most of them were bodybuilders or ex-professional bodybuilders or current professional bodybuilders. So they had to have, the look was more important than the athletic ability. But then they had, I really enjoyed it actually, because I loved watching Gladiators growing up. Gladiators in the UK was even bigger than it was in America, if you're looking at a ratings thing. But America is where it started, and it goes like in the early days where there was 6 gladiators. There was 3 male, 3 female gladiators. I tell you what though, it's good because they're interviewing the gladiators now, and like especially the women, they're really attractive, sunbeds, blonde hair, stunning, you know. And then all the abuse they've done to their body, it's a good advert for why not to take steroids. You're thinking, that's not the same person, that looks more like a man compared to that, so 20-30 years ago. But it just shows some of the men as well, they don't look very good, they haven't aged very well at all. So don't do steroids, kids. But yeah, it was good. It was like these 3 people were 3 males or 3 females, like week in, week out. The tears and stuff, the punishment their body would go through, and it was brutal. They had signed terrible contracts where they would, like one guy twisted his knee or something, or dislocated his shoulder. If you can't do it, you don't get paid. Do you know what I mean? It's mad to think, right? But this is, again, a different time. It was like that back then. But it's very funny. It's like, what I get from it is these massive ego people. But back then they were famous, but they got, like, one part then, they wanted more, and you can argue they deserved it. They wanted more, not more pay, but they wanted to have a percentage of all the merchandise, because they exploited them basically with all the merchandise. So they wanted like a percent, or royalties I think they call it, and they basically said, if you want me to do this, we will not. The big three got together, the main three gladiators, the big famous ones. We will until you agree to this, or to even meet with us, we're not going to turn up for work. And they were shocked, right? They basically said, okay, and they just replaced them. It was like a reality check, you know, keep your ego in check kind of thing. But I did enjoy it. It was something, like, I never watched it growing up, but I remember everyone said, oh, I feel like the British one, the American one's even better. But I didn't have cable or any of that stuff, so I had no way of accessing it. But I did enjoy it, you know. But it was funny seeing these people, like, they haven't aged. Some of them have, they looked after themselves, but a lot of them, no, they haven't. I haven't watched anything on Prime. Movies. I watched Tai Chi Master. Really enjoyed this. It started off excellent, acting excellent. It starts off two best friends, and they're in like is it a monastery kind of thing, and those little kid actors, they must be 10 or 11. They're good actors, but their skills are as good as any martial arts I've ever seen, right? And then it fast forwards, they're still best friends in the future, or current day, whenever this was set. And they get kicked out. And then they kind of go different paths, I suppose. So Jet Li is the good guy, and the other guy wants to work his way up in the army. And they basically, when Jet Li's like the rebels against the army, and they've kind of, Jet Li's the leader of the rebels, and the other guy's working his way up to like reporting directly kind of thing for the Emperor, and it's quite brutal. But then it gets a bit silly, some of the acting, I suppose. But story was, I enjoyed it. It's not, you know, it's not the Shawshank Redemption or anything like that. But the other thing I got, what have I got written down here? You can clearly see the strings. Once you notice it once, you can't help but look for them. There's a lot of high jumping and stuff like that. But then, especially with this female character, I think most scenes she's the one off Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. She's. I think every scene she's got strings behind her, kind of thing. The fighting is awesome. I like the effect. It is sped up though. You can tell like there's horses riding around in the background, and then they're doing all these amazing fighting. But then you see how fast the horses are running. They can't act slower. They're just riding normal, and the cameraman slowed it down. Sped it up so they can see they're going too fast, which is good. It's a good technique. But what I did like is they seem to have like, because they got like they got dust on them or whatever. You can see the punches and the kicks when they land. Their opponent, the dust. I wouldn't want to be a stunt double or an extra in one of those movies, put it that way. I think there was a lot of cuts and bruises. Would have been hard making that film. But yeah, great cast and colourful characters. There's at least 8 to 10 characters. I remember thinking, this would be a great fight. They could easily make that into a fighting game just on that one movie, because there's like there's good female characters. Like when the guy joins the army, there's good characters there as well, colourful characters, you know. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed that. I picked that up last week, I think. HMV, £2.50. So if you see it out there, guys, it gets a Tony recommendation. What else? YouTube. Always watching YouTube. You know me by now. This week's channel of the week, or video of the week. The channel name is I might have written this down wrong. Ardred, Ardrid, Ardred, and the video is the most influential game everyone forgot about. I thought, what's that? So I clicked it, and I love YouTube. You always discovering new channels, you know. And it's basically saying how important the Virtua Fighter series, or mainly Virtua Fighter 1, how important it was. I remember seeing Virtua Fighter in the arcade. We were on a training camp in Pontins or Butlins with swimming, and my favourite part there was, yeah, you had to do the training, but I was at an age where I could get served kind of thing, but I was more into the arcade. I remember it was the same arcade where I first saw Killer Instinct, first saw Fulgo, and it was the first time I saw Virtua Fighter. Virtua Fighter arcade cabinet, it was like, where they put it was like the best position in the arcade. They put Killer Instinct in the far corner, but you knew it was there because it was so loud. If anyone's playing that, you know someone's playing it. But Virtua Fighter was like the pride in place, and Virtua Fighter 2 came out pretty soon after. But they're basically saying the way that game was made, we maybe wouldn't have had the Tekkens and stuff like that, you know. But they do say where Tekken not overtook it, surpassed it in every single way, okay, is the bland story in Virtua Fighter and the characters. So it shows how important it is with Tekken, for example, how different the characters look as the series goes on. Like, everyone's excited for Tekken 8, and we're all like studying the costumes, and similar with Street Fighter 2, I suppose, but it highlights the importance of, it's not just about the combat and the gameplay, it's also that's very important, but equally as important is the story, the characters. You need to be able to relate to a character. You need to really like the look or the feel or the story of one of the characters. Well, that's where Virtua Fighter, they missed the trick of having a good cast and story there. Sorry, struggling a bit now. Yeah, so that's what I've been watching. What have I been reading? So I stopped reading, it's in my work bag. I stopped reading that Star Wars, I bought a Star Wars book, Tales of the Cantina or something. It looked really cool, and it's basically loads of short stories, like 20-30 page stories. So I read one, it's about the band, and the band that's it playing, you know, in the scene in A New Hope. The band is playing in there. It's about them, and it was quite interesting, I suppose. It's set just before the Greedo Han Solo confrontation, that scene. But it's like the chapter's called We Don't Do Weddings, and basically they are contracted to Jabba the Hutt, and they get offered a wedding, and they say, no, we don't do weddings, but they get offered insane amount of money, but it's one of Jabba the Hutt's rivals or something. So then they find a replacement to play at Jabba's palace. So they go do the wedding, thinking Jabba they don't really pay attention to us, we're always on in the background kind of thing. But then Jabba basically puts a bounty to go and find them kind of thing, and it was alright, but it's a good story. But I've said it before, it's the writer, I'm not saying he's a bad writer, I don't like his writing style. Now, I can read a book about anything if it's well written, but it's just, I don't know, I just couldn't get into it, so I've stopped reading that, okay? So at the moment, I'm not reading anything when I go into work, but then I've just been so busy anyway. So what have I read then? So I've read all of my Street Fighter 6 comics, so that's episode 0. I'm a little bit, they're good, right? But I'm a little bit disappointed that, like, for example, this is volume 3. It's got Kimberly on the cover, Zangief, Blanca, E Honda, and Dalsim there, and none of them are even in it. It's basically Ken Masters' story. Luke is in there, Chun-Li is in there, but I'm not sure which one she's in, but she's in her, like, she's in a suit, basically. She's working for, oh, there she is. She's working for Interpol. At first, I wasn't 100% sure it was Chun-Li, you know, but yeah, so she is in it. But I'm not saying it's false advertising, but like there now, Jury's one of my favourite characters at the moment. I thought it'd be really cool to see what she's going to get up to, but they're not in it. But it's basically Ken's story. He's been set up. They've done one of these fake videos, those deep fake things where they got footage of him saying like, oh yeah, basically I'm the bad guy, blah 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 blah, and JP's painted as the good guy, but it's all fake, and there's a couple of people helping him. So Luke is one of the main characters, Ken Masters' son is one of the main characters, JP, and that's it. So it's a good comic, but I'm thinking, couldn't they have done a bit more with that? You know, at least include the more characters. But it is only, I've got downstairs, it only came yesterday or the day before, issue 4. So it's only, that's the end of the series. So I haven't even looked inside it, but I'm pretty sure all the Street Fighter characters aren't going to be in that one comic. It is a bit disappointing. But, so there's only 5, including issue 0, there's only 5. 5 of them. So it is a short story. A little bit disappointed, but I'm glad I got them, you know. What else? Oh, and I have been reading Berserk, baby. So this is volume... I thought I said 9, I got it upside down. Oh, that's why it's taken me so long to read it. I'm reading it upside down. So I gotta be careful, there's nudity in some of these. No, we're okay. So I'm that far. Obviously these, because manga is backwards, you read them back to front. Excellent, absolutely brilliant. I was a little bit worried at the start because I couldn't really remember everything. I've not that long ago I finished volume 5, went back to volume 1 to get back into them, but then I was like, oh, am I gonna have to go back again and read 1 to 5? But no, I know where I am now, and it's pretty cool. Berserk is Guts rather is captured. He's had a big battle with some demons, and then this religious army, and I mean army, turn up just after he's defeated these demons and stuff. So he's fucked basically, and like he's been dropped from a huge height, and he's just literally, he can only just lift his sword, and then this army, he holds his own for a bit, but then he gets captured. It's like, whoa, they all think, yes, we're amazing because we captured him. They ain't. They're in for a surprise, basically, once he recovers and gets his strength back. Yes, I'm really enjoying that. I think that's everything. I'm really sorry if you don't like me talking about my mental health, but I do. I share it. I could go darker, trust me. But I'll keep you updated. I'm pretty sure... Maybe I just need thinking about it now. Sometimes talking about it helps, doesn't it? I love the fact that I got a YouTube channel. Thanks for subscribing, everyone that's been subscribing. I do appreciate it as well. But yeah, I think I'll just try, or make sure I'll take more tablets, because yeah, I'm taking 2 in the morning. I just take one religiously in the afternoon or something, just to reset, you know. But yeah, we are. So that is what I've been playing, what I've been watching, what I've been reading, Bambinos. Yeah, have a great Sunday, and see you next time. Love you, bye. Yeah, and I think it was officially Guinness's world record for that summer. It was the world's longest cucumber. It was massive, not just in length either. It was a big cucumber, okay, and to get it out I had to bend over, and they had to invent this. Oh, what the fuck have I been watching? What the fuck have I been reading? What the fuck have I been playing?